So hopefully by now you know this is a part 3, and this is part 3 of 3. So there's been some few heavy rocks before. We've had one before which was about the subconscious and conscious, and basically the subconscious runs the show. Last time I was talking about what are the perceived payoffs when I don't get what I want. Very counterintuitive, but a really poignant question. And what or who does that remind me of? So that rock can go down in the sand with the first one. They're getting heavier, I think, but this is the next one. Now this next one is based on the law of attraction. Loads of books, evidence, content around this. And I'm just going to boil it down to one small element of it, working with what we've got so far. So working with the fact that the subconscious runs the show. Well, let's work with the subconscious. Working with, if you want change, what are actually the perceived payoffs when you don't get what you want? It's a bit like, I'm going to go for a run today. Oh, I won't, and I'll sit on the couch. Oh, that's a payoff, that feels nice. But actually, I really want to be out running because I know the benefits. So those kind of funny payoffs. And then also, who does that remind you of? Now that really gets to, more source located rather than dealing with the symptom. I'm not stopping, I'm not reflecting, because that was the context I used before. Someone on one hand wants to stop, take time out in their busy day, but they have a payoff, which reminds them of their family, that work is meaningful, being busy is meaningful. Whereas actually, what does that mean to stopping? Has no meaning, it's meaningless. So why would you stop? Subconscious. This time, we've got 3 things. Now, the one in red is the third one I'll talk about, acceptance. That's the big one. Okay, we'll jump to that in a second. But the law of attraction talks about, asking, answering, and accepting. It's 3 things really important. This middle one down the bottom is key. So clearly in coaching, someone has said, I want to stop, take time out in my busy day. That's what they're asking for. Great. Then the law of attraction suggests, okay, wait for those answers, see what comes up. And that's what I love about coaching, is often when someone asks for that, by the time you get to find out about that, things have popped up, they've edited their learning. So someone said they wanted to stop and schedule 15 minutes a day. And then the answer actually was, no, just do it in the flow of the day, just have micro moments to make a cup of tea, go for a walk between meetings, just to take that time out. But the big bit to this is the final chapter in the 3-part story, is how can you accept this about yourself? Video number one, how can you accept, first of all, the subconscious runs the show? Look at the science, look at the evidence, Bruce Lipton, not me, there's plenty out there. The big bit about acceptance is the middle part of the story, when we talked about these payoffs, and what or who does it remind you of? That's the bit you've really got to accept. Because without that, you're not going to get what you're asking for and what the answers you're looking for. So really, if someone talks about the family environment being really busy years and years ago, because it was like meaningful work in the garden or whatever it was, great, you've just got to accept that. That's a great experience, value, childhood, whatever it might have been, because it's a value that showed up in the right time in the right place. But now, if someone, X amount of years later, needs to slow down and stop, I say stop, it's not a hard stop, is it? Maybe the language is wrong, there you go, maybe we've perhaps need to tweak that language. Wants to take more time out, we have to accept that. We have to accept that we come from a place where we've learned to keep busy, or whatever else it might be. Again, as I said, meaningful values, but showing up the wrong time. So you can really see it now. Consciously, someone wants to stop and reflect. The subconscious can derail us because it'll find other payoffs, which remind us of good times, family times. And normally formative years, I've done a lot of work on that. So do kind of cast your mind back, your memories, earliest experiences, that kind of stuff. Consciously ask, yes. Look for answers, wait for answers to come to you. That's kind of law of attraction stuff. But ultimately, how can we accept everything that's gone above?